Okay, so those are the wheels we're going to make. But what I did was take a piece of balsa and cut out circles a little bit bigger with a compass. Then I'm putting a little bit of super glue on either side to strengthen them. Hit it with a little accelerator. Screw it to a Dremel tool, making sure it's straight. And then I'm just going to sand this and shape this to make it look like a wheel. Turn that sucker on, and I take my little tool that I cut that little hole out of, that's the sort of the contour of the tire, and I just shove it on the end and slowly push it in there, and it sands it off into that contour. Makes for kind of a quick way to make a little edge of the tire. And then I touch up the hubs on either side a little bit to make sort of a ridge, so it looks like an actual bulged tire a little bit. I'm going to end up putting the little hubs in anyway, the paper hubs, which are conical. But this gives you more a better, looks like a real tire. A little bit big, and so I was able to take it and pull it down a little bit. And then there are all those tires, and then those are the hubs that'll go on top. So there's a couple of hubs I've made. They were just glued together and edge glued, and these are the interior ones. And all I do is put a little glue around the outside and then plop them on in the center of the wheel, making sure that it looks centered and the tire is even all the way around. And then you put on the other side. On the other side, to me, they don't look that good. I got to fix them a little bit. But they're the same thing. They were edge glued, and then they're basically a little cone, and then put glue on them and add them to the other side. So that's going to be the outer portion that's going to fit outside, the part you're going to see the most. And that line in there, I got to do something with it, but initially, there they go. So the wheels are on. I've got a piece of wire, I remember, in there in the landing gear, my axle. So I just put a little super glue on there, pop the wire on, and it dries pretty quick. You just make sure it's straight, hit a little accelerator if you like. Make sure that it looks good. Put the other one on the very same way, just a dab of glue works fine. And again, you're just making sure it's even. And of course, I test fit these before I'm committing them to glue to make sure they're going to be good. Because boy, that glue gets on there, it grabs, you're not moving it. So just take some time to make sure it's clean and good, straight, true. And boy, with the wheels on there, looks neat. I'm just pointing out one thing I didn't show you was I put some of those are hinge parts. I put them on the wings, the ailerons, and on the elevator. I didn't show you that. They're just pieces of paper. They're just glued on. And I put little carburetor intakes on either side that were just little tiny rolled pieces of paper. Again, didn't show it because all it is a roll of paper that glued in place with white glue. But there it is on its own feet, and starting to look, I think, like a real Nieuport. Now, control horns you can see this little square piece here, or rectangular piece, and like most of these, they're doubled over, and so what you do, they're printed that way, score right along the center where the line is, and then you cut the piece out, and doesn't have to be perfect, because then you're going to take this thing and you're going to fold it over and glue it together. And the reason I'm showing this is there are a lot of things in paper models that are double-sided, just so people know how to do that. It's very simple. And when things dry, you end up with a really nice strong part, and these little control horns have to support my elastic thread when I rig everything or when I put the controls on, so they have to be right. But smear a little glue in there, squeeze them shut like a little sandwich, and then I always crush them a little bit, press down with something that's a flat edge, like a little ruler. Give a nice amount of pressure just to get the glue squashed around in there, nice and solid. And then you end up just cutting those apart individually once they're dry, and then adding them to the where they're supposed to go. So each of those will be cut out, and they will be added there, and on the underside, and also on the rudder. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them they got to put on.